Welcome to the channel. My name is Piotr Kowalczyk, and in today's video we are exploring a brand new topic. It's all about the workflow, the technique, and the approach. Most of your big band arrangements will cover at least 12 horns. Remember, this process is supposed to increase your speed, creativity, and focus. Let's get started. Today I'm sharing with you my personal approach towards writing any music. I have no doubt that at some point through your journey you're gonna come up with your own desirable plan. But for now, why don't we just explore mine and just see what's in it? Maybe there's something for you as well. Today we are using the example based on the trombone section, but you can very easily flip this to trumpets and also saxes. The technique stays exactly the same. Just the range of motion, it's going to be slightly different. Let's talk about the range of motion. When we look at the trombones, range of motion goes from E to E, 3 octaves. Of course, ideally we won't use that range, we're going to shrink it into something less. For example, B flat to B flat. If we want to go higher than this, just make sure that your instrumentalist can handle. Okay, they can handle that high. The very next thing I could consider is I'm gonna ask myself where I'm gonna sit these trombones. Is it here? 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 You know what I mean? Because look, we went over that range of the trombone. You know what I mean? So I have to be aware of the circumstances. It's like impossible. This is the red flag. This is the highest I can go. I don't want to go that high, so maybe this range, maybe this range, maybe this range, maybe this range, right? And so on. So depending what kind of flavor your music piece is, I'm going to consider that range of motion. But one thing stays exactly the same. Over the years, I learned that the last thing you want to do is to be stuck in a certain area and kind of dwell upon the resolutions. There is, in our industry, there's no time for this kind of crap. So what do? You move on, you move on, you move on, okay? So now, I have to come up with certain system what works for my brain. And I did. And today I'm sharing that insight with you. So just consider just watching it and testing it. If this is not your thing, beautiful. You will create your own system. But then maybe you will use it for a while before you find your own vibe. Who knows? But the system looks like this. There is a certain theory behind it, and I follow that theory. Building chords in music, like for example triads, in C, there's a 1, 3, and 5. Also, this triad got its own inversions. First inversion, second. Okay? When we add 7 chords, we start spicing things up. Okay, so now we are dealing with 4 separate notes, which brings me to the topic of our video. You see, I've got 2 hands. From this point, I'm gonna treat my left hand like a navigation map on a sailing boat. My right hand on navigation devices, what steer the boat. We've got 2 different responsibilities, the map and the devices. Devices will make a difference between how I steer the boat. The map will give me direction towards a specific target. This example comes from the previous video. If you're curious how we made it, watch it first. Now let's play it. 4 trombones, nothing else. Okay, so these are 4 trombones. I'm gonna duplicate these 4 trombones and we're gonna drop it somewhere else. It's the same music. Perfect. So now we've got 4 trombones only. These trombones, they sit on a harmony movement such as F-7, B-flat 7, E-flat major 7, and F7. Each mentioned chord is gonna last 2 bars. First 2 bars, F-7, B-flat 7, E-flat major 7, and F. Let's take a listen one more time. B-flat 7 into E-flat 7, F7. Alright, so first of all, we have to be aware of these changes. They occur and we react to them, like steering a sailing boat. We react to the certain obstacle in front of us and we redirect the boat. So even though we redirect the boat, we still want to arrive in a certain destination. Alright, so now F-7, if I use only chord tones, looks like this. 1, 3, 5, and 7. But this chord, it's gonna have inversion. First inversion, second, third. Okay, so now look what happened. These inversions allow me to shift the sound of the trombone into specific vibe. It could be low vibe, or could be high vibe. Could be higher vibe. Could be on top of the range vibe. All these examples are in a close way voicing. What's close way voicing? Well, they are gonna sit in a smaller range from each other than 1 octave. So they will be condensed. There are some rules and regulations what we won't discuss now, but we have to be aware of these. So now, I'm steering my F-7 chord. My F-7 eventually will become our B-flat 7. So now I'm looking at the piano, I'm looking at those voices, and I think which ones I have to alter in order to change the vibe of the B-flat 7. And turns out, all I have to do is just drop that E-flat half a step down for 3 of the B-flat major 7. And we end up having that dominant chord. F minor becomes. But you see, if I do first inversion of the F-7, this changes because now In order to drop for chords, I have to drop two pieces, C and E flat, into B flat and D. So let's just recap. First, second, okay? And that's the game. And of course, we are introducing additional things such as tensions. So this is tension 9th in a minor 7, the top note. If it stays, it becomes tension 13 of the B flat 7. So now I'm aware of these changes. Okay? All right. So how this thing works. Let's use example of B flat 7. When you look at the screen, I've got trombone 1, trombone 2, trombone 3, trombone 4. I will try to express this B flat 7 by using 4 notes. Now, which notes to use, it's up to you. Right now, I'm gonna use, coming from the top, 5, 3, tension 9, and flat 7. This tension 9, very easily I could substitute into root. But I'm thinking, since the bass player is gonna take care of that foundation, of that root note, on the bottom, what's the point of losing my resources when I can spice things up by adding tensions? You see what I mean? And this is doubling octaves. So now tension 9th, root, tension 9th. It's much richer, right? So now I don't waste my resources on, I've got only 4 notes to choose from. Very often, at least 2 of them, I would love to use as chord tones, and then maybe use 2 others to create some tensions. Just remember, you cannot overpower the chord with tensions because it's gonna change the meaning of that sound. Will become something else. Okay? So now, I'm gonna change the 5 into tension 13th. So now we've got 2 tensions, 13 9th, and 3 and 7 belongs to the chord tones. Voila. Okay? All right. So why am I so stuck with that left hand touching the piano? There is a chance I'm gonna lose the sense of voicings if I don't do that. You see, when I set the chord on the piano with my left hand without playing, it sends the signal to my brain that I'm ready to express something. Don't touch it. It's ready to go. It's kind of, the left hand is armed. Now, when I look about those notes, what I touch, tension 13th, 3, tension 9th, and flat 7, I can distribute these voices to individual trombones. First trombone, second, third, and fourth. Okay? So look what happened. I'm gonna play the metronome. Let's type it. Okay? This one out. Beautiful. Okay, it's not important where and how, but it's important that now, look, I can distribute these voices to other trombones, and by doing so, I multiply the amount of trombones. So 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 18, 16, excuse me. Okay, so it's like marching band, right? I've got so many students, no problem. But you see, when I go into the trombone number 1, I'm gonna keep first trombone and eliminate the rest of them. Trombone 2, I'm gonna eliminate the first and eliminate 3 and 4. So number 2 is in place. Trombone number 3, it's gonna maintain that third line. And trombone number 4, everything but the last. So now I've got unbelievable, right? Clean and ready to go. I tested it and it worked. Okay. There's always reason why we do stuff. We are gonna transform the second punch from B flat 7 into E flat major 7. And look, I'm using my left hand comp. As you see, the other hand is on the mouse constantly adjusting and making changes. This hand expresses piano voicings. Okay? In other words, my left hand will constantly rest on the keyboard without any pressing, but in a specific locations. Of course, this location will change depending on the chord's progression. So you face the chord changes, my fingers change with it as well. Right hand is all about adjustments inside the DAW. Shorter note, longer note, drop the note, raise the note, delete the note, this kind of work. So basically these two resources, they work synchronized with each other, and they allow me to stay focused, okay, on point, on target. When I do this kind of work, I work on my ear training. I start hearing the music from slightly different space. I'm looking at my left hand. The B flat 7 today is represented by tension 13, 3, tension 9th, and flat 7. We could resolute, so we are trying to resolute this chord into a new chord, which we chose, E flat major 7. And now I'm looking for the closest resolutions. I could keep that G on top as a 3 of the E flat major 7 and change rest of them. But when I do that, I double the amount of thirds because on the bottom I get another 3 of that E flat major 7. Okay, so I'm thinking instead of doing it, I could go different ways. But the easiest way is to drop that G into F, which will become tension 9th, and then drop that A flat to G. If I add root, B flat with the root, okay, makes sense? Okay. So let's just do that. So now this chord stands for this. And now the new resolution is this. So now my first trombone, it's gonna play F, second D, third B flat, and fourth G. So look what happened. When I go to my trombones, I will make adjustments. I'm still holding my keyboard. My hand is glued to the keyboard all the time. That's the only way we can work fast without any mistakes. I'm clicking mouse. I'm playing with the tools by using right hand. Left hand is the map. This note stands for G. We changed it for F. Done. Next one. That's D. D stays because D, it's a major 7 of the new chord. Trombone number 3. Excuse me. Trombone previously played C, which was 5 in F minor, tension 9 in B flat 7. Now we change it to B flat. So now it's B. And of course A flat becomes G. Let me center the trombone. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I have a question for you. I've got 4 trombones, and sometimes they just shift themselves to the left, to the right. I fix it, I walk through the music, then I start to play it again, and it shifts back to where I found it. So maybe you have a suggestion for me today, because I'm not perfect person to talk computers and software. So if you want to expand that conversation, just please drop the note in the comment section. All right, so look what happened. We've got now, this should be F, I'm playing. This should be D, I'm playing with the mouse. I'm playing with the finger. This should be C, should be B flat, and it's B flat. And this one, it's G. So I can play now that chord on the piano, or just hit it. That's it. And the influence of this change with the real music sounds like this. Again. So look, by doing so, with the music I'm gonna switch the fingers. And voila. This is very powerful because now always 4 voicings. If you can't handle them with one hand, use both. Okay? So over the years I noticed that trombones like to be pocketed in a smaller space. It depends what kind of sound you want to make. You raise it up or just drop it down. It's up to your imagination. And of course, if I don't like something about that voicing, I'm gonna search for something else. This stays, this stays. Look, we changed just one note. And has a tremendous impact on the chord itself and the sound we produce. This left-hand comp is so powerful, it's so beautiful. I don't dwell, my fingers are already set, and all I have to do is just assign these notes into specific track and just play them. No problem. If you would like to explore that technique, and how to build them harmonically, I recommend, you see, not many people know about it. But when we started our YouTube channel, I jumped on a beautiful topic, left-hand comp. Left-hand comp describes all the build by using left hand only. So scroll all the way down until you see left-hand comp videos. They are free and they are loaded with so much information. And what I love about that chapter in our study is that we each video concentrate on one specific shape of the chord and explores it. So that gives you this insight which you may want, you may dream to have, and it's there waiting for you. So check it out. I really recommend it. This left-hand comp, like we said, can be applied to trumpet section, also saxophones. I would love to revisit our music. All right, rhythm section. All right, so some of you could say to me, it's like, Piotrek, what's the point of using the DAW and try to arrange the music there when you can go directly to the score program and just type these notes into a music score immediately? Well, I have a huge problem with this. I love the idea because I don't have to be anywhere else, right? I can type the music, organize the music. It's like everything makes sense, and then just give it to real musicians. But here is the major obstacle I cannot overcome. It's the quality of the sound. If I start arranging the music in this software, I'm gonna see the music perfectly. But when I hear it back, it's just, I'm not sure if that sound is for real. And this is, look, this is the sound this software produces. It's the same music you just heard. We slow it down for that reason. Okay, and I'm asking myself, how am I supposed to evaluate this sound and the relationships between these two notes when this sound kind of reminds me of the trombone, but it's so crappy that I can't even hear mistakes, or, you know, like if I make adjustments, if it's gonna have a positive impact or negative impact. I have no idea. Let's take a listen in the slow motion. Okay, so once again, it's nice to look at the music score, but the sound files is like, I don't know what's gonna work, or what. It's like, I don't know what's real, what's not, because this crappiness of the sound I'm hearing. Here is the example of the trombones from Digital Audio Workstation, VST plugins. Okay, so the quality, the quality, it's like day and night. Since in big band we are dealing with minor seconds, major seconds, it's like I'm supposed to know that this sound, it's gonna work. You see what I mean? It's nothing wrong with this. That's just beautiful. 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 It's like I'm supposed to, double check the sound if I deal with such a crappy sound. So I know it's a pain in the ass, but if I know that everything works the way I desired, with pleasure, I will transform that music into music score. You know why? Because I can't wait to hear it played by the real instrumentalists. You understand? So it's like I release something what I really believe in. So this gives me a safety net. Everything what I hear, and by the way, those VST plugins, you see, we don't use any reverb yet. I could very easily develop that sound by adding the reverb. We are choosing large studio with a small hall for the reverb, and they all gonna use it for trombones. You see, when I use Digital Audio Workstation with great VST plugins, I gain this feeling of being there with real musicians and playing with the music. The creation takes a much richer level, and I lose the sense of me working in my studio and transport myself into that spectacular environment of music, other musicians, music equipment, and music engineers. I don't care about the quality of the product. I care about one thing. This future arrangement has to kick ass. So now, once it sounds great, I will be more than pleased to grab that music notation software and transport all the voicings into it. Okay? Because the last thing ever I want to do is to hear that music through that software ever again. And that's the truth. Working hard, maybe, but I enjoy myself in a much larger level. And, since this process is supposed to feed my soul somehow, I would rather do just that. All right. Let me know what you think in the comment section. My name is Piotr Kowalczyk. I will see you next time.